I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Demon House today. So if you're not familiar with what the Demon House was, I don't have all of the facts on it. It's this house in Indiana where this woman was renting with her kids. Apparently she was like a single mom and there was a lot of demonic activity going on. It wasn't only documented by other paranormal groups, but it was also documented by police and judges, and I think there was even a nurse involved at one point. So at some point, Zach heard about this story. This woman was trying to get out of her lease to remove herself and her children from the home, and she couldn't get out of the lease. When Zach heard about it, he went and offered cash to the owner, which was somewhere around either $35,000 or $38,000, and Zach Bagans gave him the money on the spot, and the deed was signed over to Zach Bagans. In the meantime, Zach also funded to basically pay to move this family into another location where they would be safe. So there was a lot of speculation when Zach bought the house. I know that he did film a documentary there last year, and they believe that may have led up to the events of why Nick Groff quit. Apparently there was some really bad demonic activity going on where the child was possessed. They had to call in a priest to perform an exorcism, and I think Nick, he has 2 or 3 kids of his own and they're girls, and I think he felt like there was a fine line between show business and really making sure people's safety comes first, and I think that's why Nick may have left. Zach completed the documentary, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I was actually one of the first to break the news. This guy posted all of these photographs on social media, on Facebook, sharing that they were demolishing Demon House. I was actually shocked by this because Zach has a lot of weird collections. Like he has that, there was a Hannibal that was eating people, and he has the cauldron where the guy was cooking their body parts. He also purchased Dr. Kevorkian's death wagon, which is where he was said to perform some of his procedures. So Zach has a flair for darkness, obviously. So I'm shocked that he would have ever let this go. So I have a couple of speculations behind it. Was it because of taxes? I know that when a house is like being under construction or it's been demolished, that taxes no longer have to be paid on it. I don't see him as a person worried about money, though. Another reason could have been that it was just so dark he never wanted anyone to experience it again, so now the lot of land is completely empty. I'm actually kind of shocked if that were the case, though, because he's a collector. I mean, you guys, if you know anything about Zach Bagans, he had a dungeon in his old house. He was collecting human skulls that were for sale. He had a lot of dark things. He just likes that stuff. So I'm shocked that now that it's demolished, you can't go back in and maybe do a following up, with a documentary. Are the entities gone now that the house is down? And I mean, unfortunately, we have collected data, as a paranormal community for years, with realization that no, just because a house is demolished doesn't mean that the entities are gone in that location. It's claimed that there may have been portals in that house. We don't really know. I mean, I never got to go inside of it. But I mean, one of the best examples would be Sharon Tate's murder, where it happened in Hollywood, up in Beverly Hills. She was killed houses away from this location that this man went and bought this empty lot of land, rebuilt a brand new house from scratch because he was an architect, and then his house just happened to be haunted with they're not sure if it's actually Sharon Tate or if the people that murdered Sharon Tate. But it's crazy. You don't really know how far the entities can travel, if they'll stay with the land. I do know that there's been evidence proven through the Stanley Hotel. There is a girl that haunts the concert hall named Lucy. And there was big interaction with some of the paranormal investigators that are resident up at the Stanley. And when they were asking her questions, she was responding with basically that the location looks the same as it did when she was there. Lucy was a girl that was from the 70s, and she was homeless, and she kept breaking into the concert hall in the 70s, and finally they kicked her out, and she ended up freezing to death in downtown Estes Park. She was 19, I think, and now she haunts the concert hall. So Lucy didn't actually die in the concert hall, but she loved it so much and she was kicked out of there that she never wants to leave. And the theory is that she sees everything as it was in the 70s. I mean, that's what they've gotten through EVPs, through spirit box, through Ovilus sessions. So is that the same case with the demon house? I'm not sure. I'm just still really stunned that the house was destroyed. The price of destroying a house like that is in the thousands. And I mean, you don't know what could go wrong if there's gas lines or water lines that haven't been dug deep enough. If someone accidentally hits one, that costs even more money. So to me, it's a really big shock. And I'm stunned that Zach would go to the extent of demolishing the house, whatever the price was. He must have really not wanted anyone to get in there. And so the last question, is he concerned that there were going to be, fellow ghost hunters and paranormal investigators that were breaking in? Did they break in? I mean, we don't know. He couldn't be there all the time. He's filming for Ghost Adventures. Was he concerned that the location would be sold to someone else later down the road and they would have haunts? Or was he afraid of some sort of competition if someone would have gotten a hold of the same evidence that he did? Was it for selfish purposes? Or was it for, the safety of the community and people? Zach is one of the top paid paranormal investigators, so I guess I'll let you guys decide that. Can't wait to chat with you guys next time. Please keep following me on social media, give me a thumbs up, and I'll talk to you guys later.